The When the Smoke Clears podcast is returning, but in the meantime, take a listen to one of the episodes we recorded that just didn't make the cut. So it's lots of irrelevant random stuff that we thought you might like. But can we congratulate Joshua on his prediction for Invincible? Because I forgot, when we talked about Invincible, there's a bit I was listening and Joshua says exactly what happens. He goes, I think that what's going to happen, he's going to be told the truth and then there's going to be a massive fight and then he's going to lose badly and then he's going to have to get help. And I remember I was going, oh no, maybe he's going to draw in some power from his ancestors and do it. And Josh was like, no. His dad is going to annihilate him. And then he's going to come back. That. And it literally happened.
So the way that program was going, you just saw it was just recklessness after recklessness.
You watched way too many cartoons, way too many.
Now, you know what it is? That's the boys. Like that one there is in line with the boys, isn't it? So the brutality. Remember in the boys that scene where she goes into the building and she just starts killing like all the black people. She's killing Chinese people, deading them off like that. Like it's just reckless.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of things are you not watching now? What are you interested in or planning to watch?
Well, one of the things I've been getting into a lot of manga at the moment, only because I've been watching a lot of anime, and then the way the anime is, it follows on the manga, and then it will just stop, and then you've got to wait for them to like catch up again. So, for instance, like Attack on Titan, it stopped for now, and it's not until like next year you're going to get the second half of the last season. So everybody's just gone and read the manga instead. But there's one that I'm reading that got recommended online called Jagan. It's really weird how it's spelled. It's like Jagaaan. No, there's about 5 A's in it and then N. But it's a manga about a cop who gets these like powers where his hand turns into like a gun and he becomes like this fractured human. And he's there, like he can shoot these kind of people that get this like little frog that jumps into them and turns them into these like grotesque creatures. Like I don't know, it's like it's weird because it's like they become like whatever their emotion is. So say you're just stressed at work and you're like, I'm so bloody stressed, and all of a sudden because the frogs jumps into you, it just mashes you up and you just turn like all inside out and gross looking, but then you just start ripping everyone's heads off. So
his hand is a gun.
Yeah, his hand turns like the flesh turns into like a weapon.
Sounds like Parasite.
Yeah, Parasite. A parasite, and it literally is a parasite. And it's
I'll say go.
Now
you know there's a anime Parasite.
I've never seen that, but I've heard about it.
Yeah, it's really good. That's really good. But it's basically like that. The parasite attaches to him, and then it's like on his hand, and it talks to him on his hand.
Oh, this one is weird because each person, it could go either way. One way, it could be like you become a fully fractured human and you just turn into this big creature that just goes on a rampage. Or you can like, it's half you and then you sort of like can control it and then you get powers. And then, you're still a bit, so you're still a bit grotesque. But you know how manga is, it's a bit explicit in places. It's like, oh my God, didn't need to see that. But it's a good story. I'll be interested to see it turned into an anime, and the final anime that I'm looking forward to seeing is Chainsaw Man, because Chainsaw Man is I think it's a Mappa Studio manga or Mappa manga. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments if I'm getting it wrong, but I know it's going to be an anime soon, and it looks good. But yeah, okay. That's me. Okay. I'm doing the manga thing at the moment. It's easier.
Okay. Well, I've been watching. Well, what I've started to watch recently, I started Sweet Tooth, which is actually a DC adaptation that's on Netflix. It's basically set around a kind of, I want to say an extinction level event, but basically an apocalypse. There's a virus, and this virus comes around and it starts like wiping out like most of the population. People start getting sick, and obviously like society just crumbles. And around about the same time, like all the babies that are being born as like these hybrid humans, like which like they're like some are being born with like wings, some looking like pigs, some looking like rats, some looking like hamsters, moles, all like they just all look like animal hybrids basically. All the babies that are being born after this certain point, to start. All the babies are looking like this, and there's it's about this little boy. So this dad takes his son into the mountains, like when everything's basically kicking off. Is like, planes are falling out of the sky, and like the typical like apocalyptic
doom and gloom.
All the cars are like crashing into each other, and everyone's screaming on the roads, and people are like jumping in cars and robbing stuff, and then like helicopters are crashing into each other, and then like he just basically drives his kid up to the mountains, he's like one of these hybrids, because all of the people that like are left are like blaming these hybrids blaming the virus on the hybrids, so they're like hunting them. So he takes his kid up to the mountains to like just away from people, like in the middle of nowhere, and then just basically that's where the whole like series starts pretty much. It's really weird because it's like obviously very it's got very apocalyptic, dark vibe to it. It's quite violent in places and quite dark and gloomy in places, but then it's got that kind of at the same time it's proper fantasy as well. So it's got these two things that are kind of like meeting in the middle. So if you'd like see that, when I first saw the picture for it, I thought, oh, this foolishness, little boy, like that's a little boy with antlers. Like when you start watching at the beginning, it's kind of grim. Like the beginning's quite grim, and then it's got that whole, I don't know, like Pepperidge Farm or like Wrangler, like like old American, like what's it called? Narration. The narration is like that vibe, isn't it? Like some old, like sounding like like old school American, really like wholesome. That is supposed to be like that vibe, innit? So I can't remember who it is. I think is it Josh Brolin or someone is like is narrating it. For that, so it's like it's typical Netflix. It's like derivative in a lot of ways. Like when you like watch it, it's a lot of like knockoff ideas, even though it was a comic anyway. And I haven't seen this. I saw the first season, but Lupin, I watched the first season, and the second season is out now. I'm a little bit kind of tentative with that one because I mean it's a good watch, but it's just far fetched, isn't it? So it's like the clever thing about it is based on the old comic of the Master of Disguise or whatever, Master Thief or whatever, but the guy who is playing Lupin, he's not playing the guy from the comic.
Right.
He's playing a guy that is inspired. He read the comics when he was a child, and he read the comics when he was a child, and he was inspired, and he's basically doing something similar, but he's not the character. He's inspired by the character. So and so I think that's the way that they did it, which was clever. But the thing that's far fetched about it in general is that he's this big, hench, lanky black dude. Yeah, he's like massive guy. He's like 6 foot, whatever. Very distinctive look. But yet we're supposed to believe that all these disguises, which are so bait, it's just like literally like he'll put on a hat, and that's his disguise, and then he'll just be like, he'll be like walking through all this police, and they'll be like, who's that? Where did he go? Where's the guy? And it's like, hold on, that's the same guy. Like, why are you trying to act like you don't recognize
the racial profiling don't exist.
No. It's like this black dude, and then like what happens, like he'll run around a corner or something, like being chased by police or something, and then they'll come, and then he'll be like, oh, he'll be wearing a hat, or he'll be wearing a different jacket, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, where did he go?
Oh, allow it.
Some Scooby-Doo of me all along.
Yeah. It's so far-fetched. Like you just put on like a little mustache or something, like something so big, and it's like, so it's entertaining. It is really entertaining, but you just have to kind of take it with a pinch of salt. It is very like over the top and very like there's all sorts of far-fetched stuff. Like his car goes flying into he drives a car into the Louvre to do this movie, like, all this kind of stuff. So, but I ain't started watching the second season because it ended on a cliffhanger in the first. But I will start watching that soon because it's one of those easy watches. It's not like it's not taxing, even though it's a bit silly. It's not taxing. If you've seen Money Heist, yeah, it's kind of got that similar far-fetched vibe to it, where it's like you watch it, it's over the top, but you still can enjoy it. But yeah, those are my two anyway.
Would you ever go back? Would you ever be inspired to watch the anime of Lupin? Like, I don't know if it was French or English. I don't know, but there is a cartoon knocking about.
Yeah, there is a cartoon. I saw one when I was like obviously reading up on this. I saw one like a piece of an episode. I didn't watch the whole thing, but it didn't make me want to like watch loads of it. I was just kind of like,
Mr. Magoo vibes. Like.
Yeah, like I was like, yeah, this is the thing that it's based on, but it was all dated Hanna-Barbera kind of drawings.
Shows like, to the Pussycats.
Yeah, like, I was like, all right, cool. Like, I wasn't trying to like sit there and watch the episodes. Like,
it's like Moomins.
Moomins, yeah.
It is Moominsy. It's those big eyes. But yeah, just thought, well, okay, I don't know. I've not been inspired to watch it, but I'll see how you get to the end of what you say, and then I might be inspired to watch it, Joel.
Yeah. I'll have a look. Yeah. Well, I'll let you know.
What about you, Josh?
So I've been watching. Well, first thing I watched was the new Batman anime, The Long Halloween Part 1. It's basically about typical Batman.
Is that good? Is that out?
It's out. It's good. It's good. It's one thing. The new DC animations I don't know about.
That's what you said before.
That they changed up the animations. Yeah.
Don't
really like it, but but the film's about basically it's about I don't know if you've seen Gotham, but in Gotham they've got it's more like they've got the mafia, the Falcons, I think they're called.
Yeah.
And so they've got the Falcons, and then it's like there's a killer in Gotham that only kills on Halloween.
Right.
So it's not your typical Batman where there's like loads of different villains and this thing. It's more of like a detective. He's trying to find this killer, and it's just a murderer. And then you've got it's Harvey Dent before he's Two-Face.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it's decent. It's good. It's good. Got Catwoman. It's actually what's her name? Is it Naya Rivera?
Naya Rivera, like
the girl from Glee. The girl from Glee that died.
Oh, is she in it?
Yeah, she's in it. She's actually Catwoman. So I think she must. This must be
a long time ago then.
Yeah, this must be her last film that she did. If she's in both Part 1 and Part 2, but it's definitely worth a watch. So I don't want to spoil too many.
All right, cool.
Yeah, it's good. It's worth a watch. It's just the animation. The animation on it, I don't know that they should go back to the old DC drawings.
DC, listen, DC, you've got a chance. I keep saying it, Marvel's slipping, but no, they're not listening. I think I sent that meme in it where it was like DC's Marvel's slipping, DC still chucking foolishness at the screen, like
just not taking advantage. Yeah, not taking advantage of the situation. Another thing that's out there to watch was Trees. I think I'm gonna watch that, but that's a good one as well. It's like it reminds me of like a Constantine kind of vibe, and she's like the link between the what do you call it, the demon,
the underworld,
the underworld and the human realm. But it's like it's set in a place where they coexist. So you got
Filipino,
demons,
isn't it? Which is so good. Like we've not seen any Filipino animation.
Exactly, it's proper like different culture. You can see because they've got loads of these different creatures and stuff walking around there. I've never seen. I mean, I don't know about it. I don't know about these trolls and whatever.
It's very American Indian, not American Indian. It's very Aztec like. But then remember the Filipinos, isn't it the Portuguese that colonized them? That's why they've all got surnames that are Spanish.
Wasn't it Spanish? The Spanish.
Was it the Spanish? Sorry.
Yeah.
Because they've all got like Spanish surnames.
Yeah, and that's.
Sorry, carry on, Josh.
No, I was gonna say that's a good watch as well. Obviously she's the like I said, the link between the underworld and the human world, and apparently there's like a backstory with her and her father and what she's gone through to get to this spot, and the what shall I say, the what is it, the sacrifices, like the weight, like on this role that she plays as the person for both sides, isn't it? But yeah, that's definitely worth a watch.
I must admit, sorry to cut in. I do like it. It gives me, in a good way, Men in Black vibes. In that she's brought in. What I was thinking. Yeah, it's like she's brought in to when it's a demon related slaying or like a supernatural related crime. She's the detective that deals with that. So the police bring her in for that bit. Just like Men in Black, innit? They deal with the alien related crimes.
Oh, she's like the detective in Invincible, Damien Darkblood. Yeah, that's her vibe. That's the vibe she gives me. That's her role in it, and she's the one that's investigating the crimes and what's going on when it coincides with both realms. But she's, when you watch it, she's got like an important role. Like she's the key to something big in it. But yeah, it's definitely interesting.
I've got one gripe with this, like with that show. This is just me with my like black woman woke head on. Yeah, is I noticed where the character drawings are like really pale. She's really pale, and then the kind of higher class ones, like there's a receptionist who's just as pale. But then when she was rescuing like this, ordinary Filipino little girl and her mum, they're darker, and the other, like the taxi drivers and everyone else walking around is darker. But like if it's the actress or like a high class person, they're really pale. And I was just like, even in their drawings, there's still, that's a conscious effort to go and pick up that piece of ink and color that person in. You can't say that's subconscious. You make the females.
No, not at all.
All the beautiful females are really pale. And then obviously because it is the Philippines, so colorism does exist in Asia, yeah, we know. So maybe that's where it's, it's rude, because there's many dark Filipinos. There's even black Filipinos. So I doubt we're going to see them.
Brother from Black Eyed Peas, isn't it?
Exactly. Taboo.
Apple. No,
Apple, sorry. But you're right. The other guy's Filipino, dark-skinned Filipino. So yeah, but yeah, it's nice. I think it's nice that we're seeing like more entertainment from other countries. But Joel said this ages ago that Netflix, that's the good side of Netflix, that it's opening us up to so much stuff. What's that channel? Yeah, it might be Fire Stick or it might be like Roku or whatever the hell they're called. But there's a certain streaming service. Yeah, it's a legal one. It's a correct streaming service, but it's just all knockoffs of real films. Like I've gone on it, and it's just like it will look like films that we know, but it's just like a knockoff budget.
Is it that horror thing that I sent to you? It's not that, is it?
No, there's an actual streaming platform. Like I was at like Dad's and he was like looking for something to watch, and just maybe it was Fire Stick, and he was going through it, and it was just looking like all the films we know, but just knockoffs.
knockoff.
And I was like, wow.
There was something called Shudder. I remember there was something called Shudder, and it had all these like, I don't know, it's all like B movies on there, like.
But they look like thing. Yeah, but they're not like
the horror thing, Shudder.
But Shudder's a known film, but like it's not
film. Shudder is not a film.
It's the site. It's like a website, or they got different clips or.
It's it's like a movie. It's like a Netflix thing.
Isn't there like a film called Shudder though? A horror film.
Maybe, but no, I don't know. Shutter Island. I don't know. I've never seen no Shudder, but like
Shutter Island,
Shut up, man! You said that. You said Shudder was a film and it's a streaming platform.
I swear. Here we go. Shudder. Don't even try me. Shudder. 2007.
But there's a streaming platform called Shudder as well.
Okay, but I wasn't there. I'm sure I'd heard it. Watch me lie and find out that there's no such thing as Shudder. Actually, there's no such thing as Shudder. Sorry.
What?
Hang on, Shudder. Oh no, Shudder, you're right. It's a platform. I swear I've seen a film called Shudder.
Have you not seen that? You know that meme, yeah? When what's his name, bro? And it's like that meme, you know the meme with Freddo, yeah? And he's in the shoe shop, the trader shop. And he's like, hey, yo, fam, did you see these on He's like, you see these on
Oh yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And then he's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, they're on there.
What?
I made it up like that.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm trying to shit, they're on there.
Do you know what?
Man, tried to draw for the short film, 2007 short film.
But the thing is, I wasn't even gonna go at Rachel. I was like, she got it wrong, but I'm not gonna try to put her up, yeah. And then she tried to fuck me up.
No, see the film, shut up. Just see the film, shut up. That should
I'm
be
on IMDb. So shame. You know what I'm probably looking at? I'm probably looking at the launch date of the actual flipping streaming service.
Man.
Mate. Like Shudder, like you say, but then there must be another one just like that where it's like these weird, like almost like that's always call it like the bottom row of Blockbuster, like those ones like
the £1 basket in the sweet shop.
Die Hard, like Hard for Dead, or like he didn't die too.
Just all them Star Wars clothes back in the days, man.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't understand how they get people to do them. Like, how?
What
actors? He was gonna go act. Yeah, like.
Listen, if you're struggling for a paycheck, yeah, business. You're like, yeah, I'll do that.
That ain't gonna help you, though. That's basically admitting your career is never gonna pick up. Like,
listen, but you don't know if it is. That's like them people that do them dead. If you're doing a Vitality insurance advert and then you get a film, like you're like, Joe, this is a step up. You probably tell your whole family to watch it. Like, come on, watch that film. I'm in it.
Joey from Friends.
Yeah, it's like, what's his name? What's the in it? Like Joey. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, what's his name? Go Compare Man. I bet he didn't know he'd be famous. Oh yeah, I got something. You're gonna be some fake.
No. What's his name? Not even Go Compare. The original singer. No, the original brother is Howard from Halifax, bro.
Oh
yeah.
John, looking at you, Joshua.
Shut up. The original, but I remember he's in the office. He's in the office, so they bring him out, like bring out Howard. Yeah, they bring out Howard because he goes on the show. The last episode, and it's like after the documentaries come out, and then they're like, yeah, we got some celebrities, and then they bring out Ricky Gervais, and then they bring out Howard, and everyone's cheering for Howard. Like,
oh man,
no, that's funny. You don't know.
Status.
Taking these jobs, like if your agent calls you and says, look. Your agent will probably gas your head up as well. That you know what, this is a breakout role for you. Many people did these kind of films, and it'll be a cult classic. That's what they all think. Cult. Them two words, cult classic.
Yeah, cult classic.
If I act in this, like Soul Plane, it'll be a cult classic. Soul Plane ain't a cult classic.
Like Spaceballs and all them type of things. Spaceballs got famous. Like, I mean,
Star Wars technically was like some indie film.
Yeah, like, there you go.
What's his name was like, who played Obi-Wan? Like, he was like, what kind of shit is this? Like, and then he said to them, like, they're like, we don't have much money to pay you. So he was like, all right, just give me like royalties. And then he was thinking, this is shit. I'm a trained actor with these kids running around, lasers. Man was rich from that film.
Exactly.
Rich.
Because he got royalties. Because he took the royalties because they couldn't pay him. George couldn't pay him like, big money. So a lot of these young actors are probably thinking, do you know what? I've been doing.
Well, look at what's his name. What's the Lion King? Who? Jason Weaver.
Jason Weaver. I was like, who?
You see, look, Rachel's ready again. See, now I heard him.
I don't know who that is. Who's Jason Weaver?
Yeah, I'm sure it's Jason Weaver. Anyway,
you're right.
When he was in the Michael Jackson biopic.
Was it him?
I'm sure he was in the Michael Jackson biopic. Let me check. I'm sure he was in the Michael Jackson biopic back in the day.
Who, Jason, what's it, Weaver or Weaver?
Jason Weaver, yeah. Yeah, Weaver.
The Shy. Is that the guy from The Shy?
He was in Smart Guy. Back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah, Michael Jackson, you're right. Yeah. He was like...
He was in the Jackson. Yeah, he was Michael Jackson.
American Dream.
Yeah.
So Joe was so old school.
So anyway, remember at one point, he was like the next big little child actor, and then he did Lion King, and nobody ever saw him again. And nobody knew why. Everyone thought he fell off. I saw him on Vlad TV the other day talking about his mum, when he went to do Lion King, I can't remember, like she fixed it so that he got royalties from the movie. I think
I think I've seen that interview.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think for the music, for the songs or
He got
something.
fucked over
Because he
or
said,
something.
just can't wait to be king, didn't he?
Yeah, so basically, instead of like getting paid for the movie, like one lump sum, he got royalties and that he's still getting paid. He never had to work after that.
Bomba Clark. That's what you
shit.
need. That's
Yeah, I
what
saw him in the. He's working now, though. I see him
Well,
in the
obviously,
thing.
like, what I mean is he didn't have to work. Like, I'm sure he's doing it labor of love, but he's just been rich and famous. Everyone, because the thing is, I remember him getting trolled, like not getting trolled, but I remember people thinking, oh yeah, like whatever happened to Jason Weaver? Like it was some like shameful thing, but he obviously did that. He was still young when he did that. He was a kid because he was Simba. He was the Simba, the young Simba.
Yeah.
And then that was it. He did that, and then he got that Disney money, and then he was out of it, mate.
His
he was the king.
His mum knew what she was doing. But that's the thing,
Exactly.
like, a lot of those guys, you know, sometimes like you see online that people cuss each other, oh, you're just a one-hit wonder. That's what you want. You want a one hit.
Yeah.
You want to be a one-hit wonder. You know, think about it. Like, they always say, like, Kaya, who sings My Neck, My Back, they was like, you're a one-hit wonder. That song, you can go on holiday. I've gone to America. I've gone all over. I've gone to Turkey, and that they like my neck, my neck. So that woman still gets paid off that tune. The same as, you know, okay, Mariah Carey's done loads of songs, but if you think if she only ever had All I Want for Christmas Is You, she'll be a rich
Ricky Martin, all them people there.
Ricky Martin.
Did you see the thing with Ricky Martin? Did you see innit? Did you see the thing with the Thong song with Ricky Martin?
Yeah, Cisco. Yeah.
Oh, was Cisco writing for him?
No. There was there was
Living La Vida Loca. Yes.
Yeah, and they got sued, not sued, but basically they were like, nope, you gotta pay us for that. So they got royalties off. They got big royalties off that tune. They got big royalties.
Get a lot, didn't they?
No, because the thing is, because they didn't clear the song, they didn't clear it or ask for permission. They were like, "Yeah, we'll have a piece of that." And obviously, that's like big, massive #1 hit. Not even that long after.
Thing. If it was shit, nothing, they wouldn't even come through.
Exactly, they wouldn't give a damn. Like, but because it was the big #1 tune for time, and like it wasn't even that long after "Living La Vida Loca." It was probably like the next year or something like that. So like, yeah, they made money off that.
Who's advising?
So Ricky Martin's eating off of Cisco.
But it's not like these like independents, right? It's different if you're like making beats in your bedroom and you sample your dad's record or whatever, yeah. But these guys are like, you know, Cisco's come out Drew Hill, like
Well, the thing is, it weren't. From when I watched the thing, it wasn't obviously necessarily Cisco's fault. Obviously, he wrote it in, but it's his management, innit? Like
it's some Bandulu, like proper Bandulu business, because it seems like these like guys, they're big, but still behind the scenes, it's still like janky productions. Like
it's ghetto shit. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not so bad now, but them times it was still like.
You know why? Because it's your best mate is your manager or your uncle, your friend from around the way. So you started selling records like going around and selling mixtapes. And then now and beating up promoters like when you're not getting your money, and then you start doing that same stupid behavior when you're like #1.
Imagine up till now that song's still banging and he's still not getting paid. That'll be so vexed.
They get paid.
I make a one-hit wonder. Yeah, but they're getting more, in it. The royalties, they said they took a chunk and everyone had to cut.
But they get like a big piece, like.
Yeah, but look at Robin Thicke and Pharrell. They teethed from the Marvin Gaye estate when they did White Line, trying to act like it, and we can all hear with our own ears. Some old white judge was like,
Ed Sheeran with TLC.
Yes, exactly.
Did he do? Which one? What was it?
Ed Sheeran when they did what's his song?
No Scrubs. He did
Shape of You and No Scrubs. Yeah,
and like you, and also oh god, it's gone right on my head. There was another one, but it's gone. But there's so much. Oh yeah, Bruno Mars stole a tune from Breakbot, who's a French guy. But I think he asked Breakbot for permission, and either Breakbot said no or said I don't care, and then Bruno Mars just did it. Like it sounds exactly the same. Like come on now, like he could have he could have like finessed it a little bit, but no. Let me just do cut and paste. Like that meme is like at school. Like, let me copy you, but just act like I haven't copied you. Yeah, just handing the same work. Like, mad.